Hello, my name is Jatrine. If this is your first time, welcome to my channel. If you're a returning visitor, subscriber, video watcher, welcome back. Today's practice is all about bringing balance, a sense of balance to the mind, the body, the spirit. I have been going through a lot of hormonal fluctuations, and I thought it would be great to do a class that's focused on helping soothe some of what occurs when our hormones are doing the most. So whether you're dealing with PMS, perimenopause, menopause like I am, this practice is for you. It is for us. The hormones affect virtually every system in the body. So you can be experiencing things like muscle aches, fatigue, headaches, just feeling really emotional, forgetful. Those of us who are menopause add on to that hot flashes, and a host of other things that can really leave us feeling destabilized. So this practice is going to be primarily done seated on the mat, and some of the things that you'll need: a couple blocks or something that can substitute as blocks. Since we won't be moving a lot in this practice, a lot of times the body cools down, so it's nice to have some socks, a blanket, and for Shavasana, you might want to have a cushion that you can place in the back of your knees. We are going to start this practice by focusing on the breath. A breathing practice that I love, a pranayama, is alternate nostril breathing, so that's an option for you. We're going to lead into that, and then we're going to go ahead and hold poses for longer than we usually do. There's a playlist that goes with this practice, so please check that out if you like to have a little bit of music as you move through the poses. And the last thing, I always like to apply some essential oil when I practice, and I'm going to be using sandalwood because for me sandalwood is very grounding, it's very calming. So if you have something that you like, that a scent that you enjoy, I would recommend go ahead and get that, and let's go ahead and begin. So come to any comfortable sitting position, whatever that looks like for you, and rest your hands on your knees or in your lap. And we're just going to take a few moments to breathe. So big inhale in, exhale out, inhale and pause, exhale and pause. Go at your own pace. And now begin to inhale for 4, pause for 4, exhale for 4, pause for 4. Really connect to the natural rhythm of your own breath. Allow the shoulders to soften away from the ears. Relax your face. And now we'll inhale for 4, pause for 7, exhale for 8. Allow the breath to flow smoothly without any constriction in the back of the throat. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Take a gentle cleansing breath here. Big inhale through the mouth. Exhale through the mouth. We're going to begin with alternate nostril breathing here. So you're going to bring your right thumb to the right nostril. Take a big inhale in. Close the right nostril. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Seal. Exhale right. Inhale right. Seal. Exhale left. Inhale left. Seal. Exhale right. Keep going at your own pace. Good, and take one more. Release your hand down to your lap or your knees. Take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out of the mouth. Just notice how you feel. What I love about alternate nostril breathing is it allows us to use both sides of the brain. So it lends itself to improving mental clarity and at the same time relieving anxiety, feelings of stress. Good. When you're ready, dip the chin. You're welcome here to blink the eyes open. You can keep them closed if you like. All we're going to do here is take some easy torso circles. Inhaling the heart forward. Exhaling as the body moves to the back of your mat. Keep the face soft. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And wherever you are, pause and reverse. This is the most movement that will probably take throughout the practice. Most of the poses will hold for several minutes. And come to stillness. Take a deep breath in, dip the chin to the chest. Inhale the head to neutral. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. This time, exhale the chin to the chest. And we're just going to take sort of a half moon movement here. Ear to shoulder, chin to chest, ear to shoulder. Keep the shoulders down and away from the ears. Good. And next time your chin comes to your chest, hold. And then inhale the head to neutral. Let's take some easy cat-cow movement. It's giving a little love to the spine. So if you are sitting up on anything, go ahead and slide that out of the way. Coming into table, line the hands up underneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Full breath in. Inhale into cow. Exhale, arch the spine into cat. Pushing the mat down and away from you. Continue this movement at your own pace and add in whatever other movements you need. If you need to shift the hips around, maybe you need to take some more head circles. Just tune into your body. You're going to bring the spine to neutral. Bring that right hand underneath your face. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, shift the hips back and partially thread. We're going to take this one more time. Inhaling the arm up. Reach through the fingertips. Exhale, thread the needle. So you're going to walk that right arm forward and cross the left arm underneath, resting on the side of your head. So take a deep breath in here. As you exhale, gently shift the hips to the left. And we're going to hold here. Opening up the shoulder. Allow the breathing to slow down. Allow the body to be nice and heavy here on the mat. Check in with your body and see if there's anywhere you can soften or surrender a bit more into the pose. Again, if you'd like a little bit of a deeper stretch, gently shift those hips over to the left. And slowly bring that right hand next to your face. Push into it to come out of the pose, inhaling the left arm up towards the sky one more time. Before we go to the other side, we're going to release into puppy pose. So walk the hands forward, almost like you're going to go into a downward facing dog. You're going to keep the hips high. I'm going to try and keep your hips stacked over your hips. Keep your hips stacked over your knees. And you release your forehead to the mat or to a block. Separate your hands as much as is comfortable. Full breath in, full breath out. Can you guys hear Roxy barking? I think she wants to come in here. Slowly come on up, walk the hands towards your body. This time bringing the left hand underneath your face. Inhale the right arm high to the sky. And we'll thread the needle other side. This time gently shifting the hips to the right if you'd like a little bit of a deeper stretch. Slow and steady breaths. This pose is great for relieving a lot of the tension that we hold in the upper body. The tension that's often caused by stress, anxiety, irritation, you know. Slowly bring that left hand directly in front of your face. Press into it to come on up. Inhaling that right arm high to the sky. Good. And we'll take downward facing dog just for a moment. We're going to use this as a transition pose. So this is an option. You can also just meet us in the back of your mat in a restorative forward fold. So you'll bend your knees quite a bit. And just take hold of opposite elbow, release the crown of your head towards the mat. I like to separate my feet quite a bit here. Allow your chest, belly to rest on your thighs if that's comfortable. You're welcome to take any movement here that may feel good. Either rocking from left to right or swaying forward and back, or a combination of both. Bring your awareness to the crown of your head and just imagine that whatever is weighing on you is just pouring out from the crown of your head. You're just letting it go. Stay grounded, pushing the feet into the mat. Please last few moments here, if you want to release the hold on your elbows or shift your grip, feel free. And then slowly, let's walk our way back into that downward facing dog. Welcome to keep the knees bent. Full breath in, full breath out. Take a deep breath in and release the knees to the mat as we make our way into a seated position. So for any of these poses, if it will create a little bit more ease for you, you might want to sit on the edge of a cushion. And what that does is tilt the pelvis forward. We're going to be doing some forward fold type poses, and it might make those poses a little bit more accessible for you. So if you choose to do that, remember, you're just going to sit on the very edge of the cushion. Okay? We are going to start in butterfly. So wiggle around so you can feel those sits bones in your bottom. And as you come into this pose, you want to push your feet forward so that when you look at your legs, the shape that your legs are making, you see a nice diamond shape. And then take a big breath in through the nose. We just want to ease our way forward. Opening up the hips here, feeling a nice stretch perhaps in the lower back. Allow the head to be heavy. And you just want to go to the place where you can hold this pose without strain, without stress. For those of you who have practiced this pose quite a bit, you also have the option to thread your arms underneath your legs. Maybe you can just frame your feet with your hands. You also have the option to place a block underneath your forehead to bring the floor up to you, and I'll post variations somewhere above. As you inhale, allow the belly to push out. And as you exhale, allow the belly to draw in towards the spine. Soften the shoulders. Relax your face. Maybe even separate the teeth. If you've threaded your arms underneath your legs, slowly bring them out. And together, let's take a big inhale in. Come up to a seated position. Let your head come up last. You're going to place the feet on the floor. Oops. And you're just going to windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Beautiful. So now we're going to take half butterfly. So again, if you need to reconnect with those sits bones on the ground, go ahead and do that. I'm extending my right leg out, bringing my left foot into my right thigh. And I'm just going to drape my body over to the right. Now I know I'm making this sound really easy, and I know that for those of us who have tight hamstrings, this is not fun. But what you can do is stack up a couple blocks if you need to, this way is probably best. You can rest your forearms here. You could also use a cushion as well. So use your props, use what you have, use your cushions, rolled up blankets, anything that will help make the poses more accessible for you. And again, we're not going for getting the head to the leg here. You want to sort of just gently round the spine here. Allow the head to be heavy. Relaxing the face.
I'm not sure I understand.
Oh my God, why is Siri talking? Who invited Siri to class? Take a moment here and just shift your jaw from side to side. It's another place that we tend to clench up. We're feeling stressed. On your next inhale, walk your hands up your legs, slowly come to a straight spine. Before going to the other side, we're going to take a wide-legged forward fold. So there are a couple of things that you can do here if your hamstrings are a bit tight. The first thing that I would recommend is you want to sort of slowly walk your feet apart, just to the place where you feel a little bit of a stretch. So some of us may be really, really flexible, great. If you're not, great, it's fine. If you need to create, bring the floor up to you, that's what blocks, cushions, and books are for. You can always place a couple of blocks here and either rest your forehead on them or stack your blocks this way and rest your forearms on them. So play around, see what works best. You can also just rest your forearms on the mat. So again, nice rounded spine here. We're not looking to get the forehead down to the mat. You just want to get a nice stretch in the back of the legs and in the lower back. Let your feet just fall in. No stress here. Allow the body to let gravity work for it. So let the body surrender to the pose. Take a full breath in, full breath out. And then your next inhale, slow motion, bring yourself up to a straight spine. And just pause here. You can walk the legs in or place your hands on the outside of your legs and draw them together. But just take a moment here and notice how you feel. Take any comfortable seated position as you do that. Maybe take a little movement in your head and neck. I invite you to really tune in to what your body's communicating to you. All right, we're going to make our way onto our backs. So you want to make sure to have your blocks handy. I'm going to show you how we're going to set this up. We're going to start with what is called supported fish pose. I'm going to demo it with blocks. If you find this to be really uncomfortable lying this way, I'm going to post a variation up above, and you'll be able to see how you can do this with cushions. But for now, I'm going to show you with the blocks. Your head's going to go here, and this block is going to go for women sort of like right where your bra strap is, between the shoulder blades is kind of where I think about it. And once you ease your body onto your back, you may need to adjust where the blocks are a bit. So usually start, so we want this at the base. I usually have to wiggle around quite a bit to get it just right. Actually, I like it better this way, I forgot. So I'm putting it nice and flat. And here, some people like their heads back quite a bit. I'm not one of those people. So I like a little height. And it may feel a little off, a little odd at first. So make sure that you position the block so that your body can let go. So as far as your feet go, you have the option to bring the soles of the feet together, or you can just keep the legs extended straight. I'm opting for soles of feet together. My palms facing upward. So here we're gently opening up the chest. So often we are rounded forward. We're opening up here, opening up the breathing pathways, allowing our bodies to take deeper breaths. And when we're able to take deeper and fuller breaths, we're able to calm our nervous system. Allow your breath to be slow and steady. If you've opted to be in reclined butterfly with the soles of the feet to touch, place your hands on the outside of your legs and slowly draw them together. And let's all meet with our, stay where you are, just bring your feet onto the mat with the knees bent. If you had your legs extended, feet on the mat, knees bent. All we're going to do here is roll over onto the right side off of the blocks. So take your time, ease on off, slide those blocks out of the way. We're going to need them. One more pose and a few. You're just going to lie on your right side body. You can rest your head on your arm. Just take a moment here to observe how you feel. Where do you notice that you feel more open? Check in with how you feel on an energetic level. Do you feel calmer, more peaceful, maybe even more focused, more clear-minded? And then when you're ready, just slow motion, roll over onto your back. Inhale the knees into the chest and give yourself a little bit of a squeeze here. Again, great place to take a little movement. You can give your back a little bit of a massage here by moving the knees in one direction and then the other. This happens to feel great on my back right now. Deep breath in, full breath out. Take another full breath in. Bring the feet to the mat. So a couple options here. We're going to go into a spinal twist. You can keep your feet close together and drop the knees over to the right. It's one option. The other option is to separate your feet the width of the mat. Drop the knees over to the right. The third option is to bring the right foot just over onto the left leg. You'll get a little bit more of a deeper stretch. Let your body determine which version of the spinal twist that you take. No version's better than the other. It's just what works for your body. Hands wherever they feel comfortable. Full breath in, full breath out. You can turn your head to the right, or if you'd like to get a nice stretch in your neck, you can turn it to the left. Breathing deeply here. Take a breath in as you inhale, come onto your back. Separate the feet the width of the mat and just let your knees touch in towards one another as we take a mini reset pose here. Cleansing breath, full breath in through the nose. Open the mouth wide and just sigh it out on an exhale. And as you're ready, take this spinal twist on the other side. Do what works for you on this side of your body. So it may feel really different on one side to the other. So it's okay if you take a slightly different version in honor of how your body feels. So here I invite you to extend your exhales longer than the inhales. By doing so, we calm and balance the nervous system. And slowly take a big breath in, coming onto your back body again. If you need to take a little movement here before you take the reset pose, feel free to windshield wiper the legs side to side, or maybe you need to take a stretch, whatever you need. We'll meet in the reset pose, feet separated, knees touching in. Check in with yourself. How do you feel? What has shifted? What do you notice? I'm going to take one of your blocks. We're going to move into what is called a restorative bridge pose. You can do this with a block, placing it under your sacrum, the lower part of your back, or you can use a cushion. So do what feels best. You want to place the feet on the mat. Push into the feet to raise the hips. So you've got to find that sweet spot with the block. You might need to move it around a little bit. Find the height that works for you. This is my sweet spot, height this way, but you can also use the block on any setting that feels good for you. Once you're there, this pose for me is so much about surrender. It's about letting go. It's a reminder of how good support can feel. Right? Because sometimes we're not very good about asking for support, asking for help. So you're welcome to stay right here in supported bridge. But if you'd like to move into waterfall, slowly bring the legs in towards the chest and then extend them towards the sky. This is sort of like legs up the wall. You still get the same benefits here. You may notice that your legs sway a little bit. There's a little movement. That's perfectly normal. Full breath in, longer, slower breath out. And if you've opted for waterfall, slowly bend those knees, float the feet down to the floor, and then let's all push our feet into the mat, raising the hips off of the block. And now it's time for the ultimate relaxation pose, which is Shavasana. So this is a great place to get really comfortable. My feet are already getting cold, so you can opt here to put on some socks because in Shavasana, the body temperature will definitely decrease. So if you have a sweater or something you want to use, you can do that. I'm going to use my bolster and place it behind my knees. I'm going to grab my blanket. And if you have another cushion that you'd like to use for your head, feel free to do that. Get your blanket so you can manage your body temperature. And then ease on back into your Shavasana. Those of you who've taken class with me before, you know that I like to separate my feet. I like to take up space in my Shavasana. So I invite you to do whatever feels good. You can even take this on your side body if that feels better. Just snuggle in. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. Allow your body to melt onto the mat. Breathe in, belly out. Breathe out, belly in. If any distracting thoughts are floating into your mind, just exhale them away. And gently bring yourself back to this moment, noticing how you feel. Bringing your awareness to your breathing. Now, if you have more time and you'd like to stay in Shavasana a little bit longer, I invite you to do that. And if you are at the point where you're ready to conclude your practice, take a deep breath in and a full breath out and begin taking a little movement in your fingers and toes and wrists and ankles. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed. And just as we did earlier, slowly make your way over onto your right side body. Resting your head on your hands, taking a pause, notice how you feel. And as you're ready, keep the eyes closed or maybe just your gaze lowered. Push into that left hand to slowly inhale yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Take your time. Once you're seated, bring the palms of your hands to touch. I'll just take a moment here to acknowledge that so often change is challenging. Hormonal changes are challenging. Moving through the different phases and transitions of life can be challenging, and it's okay. What makes it all a little more manageable is having a practice that helps bring a little balance to your life, a little ease to your life, something that is familiar. It's like an anchor or like a really sweet friend. So I invite you to use your yoga practice as that anchor, that place where you can cultivate a little balance, a little ease in the midst of the transitions that you may be facing. Thank you so much for letting me guide you in this practice. I hope you are walking away from your mat feeling peaceful, refreshed, and more at ease. The light within me honors and recognizes the light that shines so brightly within you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice. I really look forward to seeing you next time. Please post in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you have any questions, if there are any other kind of classes that you would like me to do, just let me know. And I will see you next time. Take care.